have seen several things which I cannot open up here. Very most thing what I have seen, and it is true also. I will say only one line, that third gender. This term had been used by the Honorable Supreme Court also in the Nalsa verdict. Third, we are mentioned as third. So third people, third persons are always third persons. I will say only this single line. In my city, that is Kolkata, हम लोग ये कहते हैं बाहर में, मैंने बहुत सारे लोगों को बोलने को भी सुना है कि इन लोगों को तो सब कुछ मिल गया, सब कुछ मिल गया, इन लोगों का शादी का भी अधिकार मिल गया, सब कुछ मिल गया। हम लोगों को अधिकार मिला नहीं साहब, हम लोगों को अधिकार का जो रिकॉग्निशन है, द रिकॉग्निशन ऑफ राइट्स ओनली had been granted to the whole transgender people. That is the only recognition. कौन किसको क्या देता है? जो कहते हैं कि हर एक डिपार्टमेंट में ट्रांसजेंडर लोगों के ग्रीवेंस सुनने के लिए एक ऑफिसर रहेगा, जो आज तक इंडिया के कहीं भी हुआ है ऐसा मुझे मालूम नहीं है। अभी डॉक्यूमेंटेशन का प्रोसेस इतना स्लो जाता है। बंगाल का हालत सबसे खराब है। 14, only 14 certificates or identity cards had been issued by the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment. And this data is available on the national portal of the transgender people. You can check it. That how many certificates across India had been issued right now for the transgender people's proper identification. You can check it. Most of the states had not made any specific rules. Every state have a right to make certain rules on the act like the Transgender Protection Act, because these acts are on the social securities. So state is having certain right to make some or draft some rules. Most of the states had not been drafted yet. We are filing everyday cases and cases before the Honorable High Court, before the Honorable Supreme Court. But as these cases are of the quote unquote, the cases of the third gender, third persons, जमता जा रहा है files. I am an advocate, practicing advocate since last 9 years. When I started my law practice, at a starting point, I have faced a lot of nonsenses in my life, through my workplace, through my neighborhood. Lot of things I have faced in my when I was a student. I studied in a only girls' high school, so I have faced a lot of harassments, bullying in the past days. But now I am getting quite honored by people, and I think don't think, and I think that people should not judge a person for his or her gender or sexual orientation. A person's identity must be, and that person should be honored just for his ability and eligibility, not for his gender orientation or gender identity or sexual orientation, or by his or her caste and religion. Not all this. And I think the constitution also does not approve all these criteria, whatever the society is carrying on till the day. The constitution also does not approve that. Now I am empaneled with State Legal Services Authority of West Bengal, which is the part of the NALSA. No certain criteria had been mentioned or prescribed in the present Transgender Protection Act to be a member of the State Transgender Board, because in the state of West Bengal, all of us are very much well known that in India, the first Transgender Development Board was established in the state of West Bengal in the year of 2015. But there was no certain criteria was there to be a member in the Transgender Board, and that was constituted by the state government itself. after having the Nalsa verdict. And still now in the Transgender Protection Act, there is no specific rules or no specific certain criteria or eligibility had been mentioned as per the Transgender Protection Rights Act or the rules. So, but there will be certain, there must be certain parameters should be there to be a member of a board, whether it is autonomous or constituted by such certain statutes or by any act or certain thing. There must be certain parameters that should be that this is like to be that whoever will be the member of the transgender development board, he or she should be very much connected with the community at the grassroots level. I have seen so many people, those who are in the member of the transgender board in state of West Bengal. Some of them are very much connected with the grassroots level, and some of them are very much connected with the people, those who are having certain kind of powers and political connections and so and so. But the person, those who are very much connected with the grassroots level, they're very much less in numbers, but and their voices I had been seen, I had been watched that had been suppressed most of the time. But somehow or somewhat, this grassroots level people are in number are the most important people, and they are in number are huge rather than the people those who are living their life in the limelight and all. These people are much more in number. So, uh, whoever is just attaining the voice of the community at most, that person should be in the board of the transgender development and certain boards. If it is being constituted, whether it is the union territory, whether it is the question of any of the states of the Union of India, so that should be, and not only that, that person should be vocal also. उसका आवाज सही तरीके से सही ढंग से गवर्नमेंट तक एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन तक पहुंचना भी चाहिए. In this queer community, most you will found that the most visible people in this whole community is the transgender people. The people from the other sexual orientation or gender sexual orientation or gender identity, they can cover up their self, but this trans community had been always put it into the light. Always they had been very much visible to everywhere. You can see a trans person in a signal, you can see a trans person in a train, you can see a trans person in anywhere of your locality. They're coming and all doing the challa, khajra, these things. People are habituated watching these people. And if I talk about the greater section of this gender queer community, whereas for their gender identity, they are not so much visible by the society. So that is also a very strong reason this that these boards are very much controlled, very much overpowered by the Kinner community.